Today's video is sponsored and is based off an article originally written on The Athletic. For the best ad-free baseball coverage, head to theathletic.com/DawsonWright to receive a 30-day free trial and 50% off a yearly subscription. I know, I never thought I would be making this video either, but following a disastrous 2019 season and an offseason where the Rockies have done basically nothing to improve on a roster that should be a contender, I am left with no choice. Today, we are going to be discussing why it could be time for the Rockies to do the unthinkable and trade Nolan Arenado. In late February 2019, the Rockies extended Arenado with an 8-year, $260 million contract, which includes a full no-trade clause. It seemed that Arenado was set up to be a Colorado Rocky for life. The Rockies were coming off 2 straight playoff appearances and an NLDS appearance. It seemed like the team could just be a few pieces away from being a possible World Series contender. Then last offseason, the Rockies lost a few pieces. Adam Ottavino and DJ LeMahieu left for New York, and they also let Gerardo Parra walk. Besides the Arenado extension, the only real thing the Rockies did was sign Daniel Murphy to a 2-year deal to try and fix their first base problem, and we all saw how that turned out. Now, here we are. The Rockies finished 20 games under 500 last season and have stayed relatively quiet in addressing their problems at the winter meetings. Rockies GM Jeff Bridich has not dismissed the possibility of the Rockies trading Arenado, and Arenado has not come out publicly saying he wants to stay with the team either. Yes, Arenado is signed for an 8-year deal, which would give the Rockies some time to continue to build around him. However, Arenado doesn't have to stay there for all 8 years. In fact, he could leave as soon as the end of 2021. Included in Arenado's contract is an opt-out, which gives him the option to leave if he chooses. While player options are seen as a benefit to the player to try and bargain for more money, Rockies GM Jeff Bridich said that he was the one who initiated putting an opt-out in Arenado's contract. He was quoted saying it was to put a time where we could come together and say, okay, is this right to stay together? Can we share a vision going forward? On September 1st, Nolan Arenado said that the Rockies season feels like a rebuild, and he's right. It felt like a team that contended in years past while not being able to keep up with the strong teams of today. Arenado signed his 8-year extension with the notion that the Rockies would build up around him, and that made a lot of sense. Nolan is only 28, and he has been putting up all-star numbers consistently for years. But the right trade for top-quality pitching prospects makes a lot of sense as well. The Rockies' 5.58 team ERA ranked 29th in the league last season, which was only ahead of the Orioles. The previous 2 seasons, Colorado ranked 17th and 20th, which was good enough for back-to-back playoff appearances, which was the first time that happened in team history. The Rockies had one of the top farm systems in all of baseball from 2015 to 2017, but last month they fell to 26th. Not to mention, only 2 of the 12 top Rockies prospects are pitchers. No free agent pitcher will want to sign up to play half his games at Coors unless the Rockies drastically overpay with money they don't have. So how are the Rockies supposed to improve? Arenado's full no-trade clause along with his opt-out does make the trade discussions a little more complicated. But if the Rockies told Arenado they want to go in another direction and reached a deal with a contender, he would surely be open to discussions. The current trade market for an Arenado trade looks really solid, as there is high demand around the league for an elite third baseman. That demand will only get stronger when free agent Josh Donaldson signs his contract. So where could Arenado possibly end up? The Rangers are one of the teams currently talking with the Rockies regarding Arenado, and whoever fails to land Donaldson between the Braves and the Nationals could join in as well. The Dodgers and Cardinals have long had interest in Arenado, but the Dodgers doubt the Rockies would trade Arenado within the NL West. Obviously, the Rockies would have to wait for the right return, which could extend talks up to the trade deadline. But if the Rockies are willing to take on some of Arenado's remaining contract, they would receive some serious young talent in return, the kind of young talent the Rockies franchise desperately needs. This trade would also create some serious fallout. The Rockies would likely use some of their savings for an extension for Trevor Story and address the current holes on their roster. The Rockies are one of those teams that rely on their homegrown talent to compete, and the lack of quality pitching within their organization combined with the inability to land high-quality free agent pitchers doesn't make their future look bright. Losing a franchise star is something that no fan base wants to go through, but fans don't want to see a slow decline into mediocrity from a team that has no direction either. If the Rockies continue where they are at right now, they have a slim chance of making a wild card for the next few seasons, but nothing really past that. With Arenado's option coming up after the 2021 season, there is a chance that he would exercise his player option and take less money to sign with the contender. While the current percentages of that chance are unknown, the Rockies don't want to lose Arenado and receive nothing in return. I don't think Nolan Arenado will end up being traded this offseason unless the Rockies are truly blown away by an offer, probably from either the Braves or Cardinals. The Rockies do have some more time to improve their roster for next season, but based on their track record and how deep we are into the offseason, it is hard to believe that they will do anything of note. How the Rockies perform at the start of the year and heading into the trade deadline could make the trade decision for the front office a little easier. It could also make the decision for Arenado on if he shares his vision with the Rockies after 2021. Thank you all for watching, and let me know in the comments below if you think the Rockies should trade Nolan Arenado. And if you enjoyed, be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Once again, I'd like to thank The Athletic for sponsoring this video. They have some really great stories and some of the best writers like Rosenthal and Stark, so make sure you guys check out the link in the description. But thanks again everyone, and I will see you all in the next video.
Bring me back the pain, bring me back the late nights. Everything will change, turn it into a paradise. Girl, I want your love, didn't reciprocate. Take everything we've done, don't wanna let it go to waste. Bring me back the pain.